So let's see who we're doing next for the August reads. Taurus. Taurus, it's your turn next. This is for August. Please check the description box for everything you need to know, including a place that you can go to check out your natal chart and find out what your rising moon and Venus sign are. Now, you do need to know the time that you were born in order to locate your rising sign, because this changes every 2 hours on the day that you were born. So, we had some pop out there for you. I am trying a spread that I made called the Tower. It's kind of like built like a tower structure with a descending number of cards moving upwards. So we'll do that. We're going to pull from the magnetic poetry to start. So grab a pen and a piece of paper. We're going to use the Santa Muerte tarot for your spread today. And then at the end, I promise to remember, we'll do an oracle card from the Rebel Oracle deck. So if you're ready to go, we will go ahead and we will get started with your magnetic poetry. So I'm going to put these in list format for you. And if you want, you can pause the video. When we get to the part where you can write these down. All right. Okay, perfect. So as I had said, we're going to use the Santa Muerte tarot for you to do your spread here. I have it kind of mapped out on a piece of printer paper and drew it out with Sharpie. We're going to start with your foundation. And you can think of your foundation as something that kind of shows you what is working for you or what's stable. But I've been kind of noticing that, you know, as with most tarot readings, it's not necessarily always talking about what's working out well for you, because life is not like always, yay, everything's so great all the time, right? So as a result of that, I think I like this. Yeah, I like this lighting better for this deck. As a result of that, what I would say is probably a better idea is to think of this as the foundation of your tower. If you're building a giant house or a skyscraper, you need to make sure that your tower foundation is super solid, but it's going to kind of dictate, hey, this is the groundwork that you've laid. This is the base of everything that kind of moves on up from there in your spread. Okay? So that's how I would look at it if I was you. Okay? Okay, one more. And twist for fairness. Taurus. Now I only take flippers and jumpers, maximum of 3. I think that Cancer was the only one thus far for all the August readings who hasn't had 6 cards in their foundation. But let's see what you have, Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. In your foundation for August. What do we have for you? What do we have for you, Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Okay. Thus far, we have the clock. This is our 9 of Pentacles. Is it our 9? I gotta find something that's a little bit more... Sorry, it's a 6. Yeah, it's a 6. Sorry, I had to look at a different number on here to remember, because as you can see, the numbers on here are on the sides. They're not at the bottom. So it's in the reverse, but you have the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. Balance, equilibrium, fairness in a situation that you have invested your time, energy, efforts, or even material resources in. Seems to be that the equilibrium is off when it comes to that. I'm also hearing Coney Island by the National. Were you waiting at the gold clock? Did I leave you hanging every single day? But yeah. Lack of equilibrium. Yeah, a lack of give and take. Being somebody who's either the charity or the charitable, but never the roles never switch. What else? Show me more. Okay, now we have 5 of Wands in the reverse. Coming out of conflict, seeking peace in a situation, or being the peacemaker. You know, you could be the guy who's about to light all the matches and set the place ablaze. However, you're not. Trying to keep the peace. Do you find that you're always trying to keep the peace because, or somebody else is always trying to keep the peace because there is this inability to keep a balance over time, I heard, with the 5 of Wands in the reverse. What else? Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in your foundation for August. Okay. Got all Wands here. Wands and Pentacles thus far. 7 of Wands. Defensiveness, being on guard. This is often somebody who, after having won or experienced a victory in the 6 of Wands, comes out swinging, anticipating that angry mob is coming after them. But it is defensiveness, nonetheless. Especially if we were to look at it in its traditional depiction in the Rider-Waite Tarot. What else? Taurus. Somebody is consistently like, okay, what else? Okay, what else? Okay, what else? They're just kind of waiting for, they're listening to one thing, one concern that somebody has, allaying it, wipes it off the table. Okay, what else? Next. Okay, what else? Okay, what else? Okay, what else? You know, and they're just they're collecting complaints. Anything else? I said, okay, what else? Anything else? Sorry. Oh. I wanted to come out anyway. Emperor, you might be Aries, Taurus, cusp individual. This is leadership energy. With it comes the 2 of Swords in the reverse. So, is that the 2? Yeah, okay. So, Emperor is Aries energy. It's a firm-handed leader, somebody who's extremely confident, dominant, an extremely decisive person, somebody who is good, is a confident decision maker, but somebody who knows their shit when it comes to making decisions because of experiencing, harnessing power. They call the shots and they know what the right thing is to do through experience, through gathering the experience. Or like I said, the firm-handed leader. You see? His hand is steady, right? He never wavers. with that, we have the Two of Swords in the reverse. This is coming to a crossroads, but knowing which direction to proceed in. Also, no longer turning a blind eye to certain things. Deciding to no longer stand there at an impasse or a stagnant. Choosing a direction, right? You feel defensive about your leadership abilities in some regard. And the time in the foundation here, it came at a certain point to proceed in one direction or another. Identify, you came to a crossroads where you had to identify for yourself that you're no longer going to turn a blind eye to something, or you were no longer going to remain at an impasse. Decisiveness. Remember, it's interesting because decisiveness, the leadership energy accompanies it. Sometimes it's about cutting the cord, cutting the ties. That precision, visceral quality of being decisive and confident. Measure twice, cut once, but be confident when you do it, right? Or you'll, cut your finger. Anyway. Let's go ahead and let's see your doors and windows, which are your challenges and your opportunities. And so let's see. For Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. First, we have the Knight of Wands in the upright. First sign to get this one in the upright. Sagittarian energy. Connecting with the Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, who is action-oriented. This is my Action Jackson guy. This is one who has a fire lit under his ass, rides in super confident, but also is extremely inspired and passionate when it comes to their action. They don't just take action because they aren't irresponsible with it. Sometimes they can be irresponsible with it, but it depends. Typically, this is somebody who is extremely creative and fiery. Their actions are usually driven from a creative space or from a space that is motivated, as if the fire is in the belly, right? Tell me more on that, Taurus. Maybe we'll see what this person is running towards. This seems like this is when your strengths is, and so therefore your opportunity. I'm not going to use opportunity in the incorrect sense. I'm going to say challenges for things that are challenges and not call your opportunities your challenges, like, because they're not your opportunities for your improvement. They are literally your opportunities, things that you can build on because they're strengths of yours. And this is a strength of yours, is that you have a fire in your belly, or you're connected to somebody who has a fire in their belly. It's a creative thinker, driven by their passions and their inspiration. When they're inspired by something, they move quickly on it. Their ideas, they rattle off ideas like super quick, and they spring into action when they're inspired by something. What else? What are the other doors and windows for Taurus? Okay, we've got the Four of Wands in the reverse. Instability in the home space, a rickety foundation or a connection that is supposed to be stable, but it's not built on a firm foundation. You actually are the first that I've seen that has a firm foundation here in their first position, Taurus. But your challenge is that, okay, this is a different person then. Sorry, bear with me. This is a different person then. because even though they're greatly inspired and they act quick and seem to be extremely energetic when inspiration strikes, and are extremely passionate about things that do inspire them, it's almost as if this is a defense mechanism, or not even a defense mechanism. It's like their cover up, or like the thing that they do to heal or overcompensate. Thank you. Overcompensate for the firm foundations that aren't being built in the home space. Or this is also the 4 posts of the marriage bed, eh? So it could also be that this person, that I think this is a person that this is either your thing that you are good at, or it's somebody that you're connected to, who is somebody who the connection works to your advantage. And their challenge is that they do these things to overcompensate for the instability in the home space, the instability in a relationship that's of extreme significance to them, or the absence thereof. Accompanying this, we have the 10 of Wands in the upright. Burdens, responsibilities. That could be a challenge of yours, is that when you have too many burdens and responsibilities, you can't explore your own passions. You can't explore the things that inspire you and uplift you, or give you creative passion and drive. This could also be a great burden for this person, the fact that their foundations, 4 walls of home, 4 posts of marriage bed, but nonetheless, the foundations that they're building things upon are not stable for them. So it actually hinders them, while it can also be a motivator for them. It can also be the part of themselves that makes them operate out of a shadow space. Anything else for Taurus? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, okay. Responsibilities halt you in your forward action towards things when you're inspired by something. Responsibilities bog you down. That's your challenge. Got you. Yeah. Also, connecting with a Leo individual. There is a Leo and a Sagittarius individual here. They're bookends. Sagittarius individual, Leo individual. Although this Leo individual is sometimes volatile, does not have control over their temper, namely anger. They also may be a little bit more flashy and attention seeking. This, remember, negative aspects or the reversal. But on top of that, they're prideful to the point of poison, for lack of a better term. The strength card in the upright is about mastering one's inner beast, the ability to hold one's anger in check, pride in one's appearance in a healthy aspect, or the need to the cautionary tale to keep that all in check, or you'll become this dude. Loss of temper. Yeah. It could be your challenge. It could also be your opportunity. You could have an opportunity to work with somebody who, and demonstrate your ability to work with a versatile and subset of individuals, and help them improve on things for themselves. You could be seeing this individual as your responsibility, or for lack of a better term, a burden. But they are one of the 10 wands that you carry. just as this Sagittarian individual is. Got a lot of fire in this. You definitely are born on the Aries side of Taurus. So before May 1st. Well, yeah. I'm drinking coffee right now. Just 2 seconds. I would like to get some water. Sorry. Okay. All right. So after the doors and the windows, we move up a level, of course. And then we have our staircases, our next steps, our route markers. Those are going to herald for us the things we need to look out for before we get to our level up after that, right? So, Taurus, what are your staircases, your next steps, your route markers? We first have the Three of Cups. So this is about celebration, gleeful times with those that you enjoy your time with. But it is celebration that marks a momentous occasion, such as a bachelor party, birthday party. Sometimes at these parties, especially if we have it in the reverse, there can be individuals who are chit-chatting in the corner about something. Like a gossip type situation. But I think this is more about celebrating something that you get to actually clink glasses on. Sometimes it can be reunions. It may be something that has to do with two individuals getting together also. Because you see that heart there. But it is a joyful celebration, something that you're celebrating as far as a union goes. Like I said, it can be bachelor party, it can be a birthday party, family reunion. Something where you're celebrating. Okay, Hanged Man, Piscean energy. The need to place oneself in a different position in order to experience the perspective of others, so that you can more accurately survey something. Could be playing hangman with somebody. This kind of reminds me of when you're playing hangman when you're a kid with your friends, or with you know, I used to kill time by playing that with my mom when I'd be waiting for something. What else? You might be at one of these celebrations and trying to observe things differently. Trying to kind of like sit back and observe things from all angles, or trying, it's like rather than participating in the party, you're being an observer so that you can see if you can identify things differently. I don't know how to personify it. It's just different. It's as if there's something here that when you're at a celebration, you're trying to participate, but you're also trying to not be such an active participant. Yeah, you want to be like a fly on the wall. So you can see how people really are, or it's like you're trying to experience some semblance of truth that you may not have the benefit of doing otherwise. Like it's like you may believe that people present themselves in one way versus another. So it's like, you know, if you're like the fly on the wall, you can see things from a different perspective than as yourself when you have to take things a certain way. It's like face value. Fuck, like, why is this so hard to articulate? You're trying to be a fly on the wall, though, because you feel like people may act differently if they know that you're watching. Thanks. That's what I was looking for. Oh, I didn't mean to drop that one. What's this got to say? Eight of Wands in reverse, blocked communication. Trying to observe something where you think that people aren't communicating with you, or where you're not communicating with somebody else. Try and gain perspective on why somebody isn't communicating with you, or you're not communicating with them. And then there's a celebration going on. Celebration, gain perspective, block communication. These are root markers for you. So you might be looking for message symbols, messages, arrows. Although this isn't the classic Rider-Waite, right? In the Rider-Waite, these would be not arrows, but 8 rods flying through the sky. Moving forward from this, we have next our spotlights. So these next steps, these staircases, if you will, are route markers that either herald traveling in one direction towards the basement spotlight, which is a low light, not a high light, or the balcony. So let's see what those two places are for you during August, Taurus. So I got one. Temperance in the reverse, Sagittarian energy once more. This is a lack of equilibrium, but from the space of a lack of moderation. Also, the absence of patience and healing. Gemini energy, if we're looking at timings, because it is in the reverse. So this will be the counterpart to Sagittarius on the zodiacal wheel. So we're looking at this as a Gemini timing. Okay. But it's the lack of patience and the inability to moderate oneself. Also an absence of grace. So I would say that's your low light, your basement. It's the stairs to the basement or the below that, right? Let's see if there's anything else on this. Any balcony, any highlight. Judgment. Another Sagittarius card. Here's Aries with it as well. Trumpeter's call, even though we don't see a trumpeter here. We don't even see a trumpet here, do we? No, we don't. No horn in sight. But it is atonement. It's the ability to make a choice, but it's also the harbinger of choice. So it's saying to you that there is a choice that is nigh. You have to choose. You might be having a conversation in between an Aries and a Sagittarius, or need to make a choice in between an Aries and a Sagittarius on some level. I think that you're leaning more towards the Sagittarius, but there's a nagging feeling that you keep getting from the Aries, or rather the Sagittarius could be trying to influence you. They're growing impatient. Sorry. This could also be about reaping what one has sown from their actions. The key point for you, aka the flag waving itself like a crazy person at the top of your tower. What is the key point? The key takeaway for Taurus during August. What do we got? I'm sorry, that's far too many. I can't take that many. Show me. Okay. Okay, the Hierophant, that's you. Connect with yourself. Lean into your belief systems, traditional belief systems, what you know to be tradition, what you have that's firmly established, has a structure to it. Your spirituality. Typically, this would be like religious organizations, highly structured organizations that have a hierarchy, but also about your philosophical beliefs. And seeking counsel from those who are extremely wise. The ability to express permission or restrict permission when needed based on a feeling or an attitude of wisdom. Let's get you some advice from the Rebel Oracle deck here. There's something about the traditionalist values and beliefs that you're either trying to connect with or evaluate for yourself and how they fit into your everyday world. One more. Okay, for Taurus, what is their advice? What is Taurus's advice during August? That's too many. Oh, we had one that stuck anyway. Be fucking grateful. Shit could be so much worse. All right. Okay. So exercise gratitude. Alrighty. I guess that's pretty good advice, isn't it? Okay. All right. Well, that's what I've got for you. Please do this if this made sense to you, and subscribe if you're not already. Subscribe. Can't even see who subscribes based on their privacy settings anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Just the number of subscribers, that's all I can see. Oh, but then you can get notifications because I am posting shorts now. That's kind of something you have to do when you have a channel, but I'm finding that I'm pretty successful with it. So, yeah, nonetheless, Taurus, we'll see you when we see you next. Okay? Toodaloo.